Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada ki jai. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vijupad Paramahamsa Paribhad Bhattacharya Ashatala Sata Sri Srimad His Grace et Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vijupad Paramahamsa Paribhad Bhattacharya Ashatala Sata Sri Srimad His Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se ko Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Srimati Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Jai. Sri Sri Gaunitai Ki Jai. Sri Sri Jagannath Subhadra Baladev Ki Jai. Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the Assembly Devotees. All glories to the Assembly Devotees. All glories to the Assembly Devotees. All glories to Sri Guru Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vasudevaya Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pachadine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatyatarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Skanda, 24th chapter, entitled Chanting the Song Sung by Lord Shiva, Sloka number 60. Yatra idam vyajyate visvam visvasmin avabhati yat tat tvam brahma param jyoti akasam iva vistutam. Sri Sri Gaurnitai ki jai, Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai, Sri Sri Jagannath Subhadra Baladev ki jai. Yatredam yajyate visvam visvasmin avabhati yat tattvam brahma param jyoti akasamiva vistutam. Yatredam yajyate visvam visvasmin avabhati yat tattvam brahma param jyoti akasamiva vistutam. Yatredam yajyate visvam visvasmin avabhati yat tattvam brahma param jyoti akasamiva vistutam. Vaishnavis. Yatra, where idam, this, vyajyate, manifested, visvam, the universe, visvasmin, in the cosmic manifestation, avabhati, is manifested, yat, that, tat, that, tvam, you, Brahma, the impersonal Brahman, param, transcendental, jyotihi, effulgence, akasam, sky, eva, like, vistrutam, spread. Translation: My dear Lord, the impersonal Brahman spreads everywhere, like the sunshine or the sky, and that impersonal Brahman, which spreads throughout the universe, and in which the entire universe is manifested, is you. Please repeat. My dear Lord, the impersonal Brahman spreads everywhere, like the sunshine or the sky, and that impersonal Brahman, which spreads throughout the universe, and in which the entire universe is manifested, is you. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In Vedic literature, it is said that everything is Brahman and nothing else. The whole cosmic manifestation rests on the Brahman effulgence. The impersonalist, however, cannot understand how such a huge cosmic manifestation can rest on a person. Thus, this inconceivable power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not understood by the impersonalists. Therefore, they are puzzled and always denying that the Absolute Truth is a person. This wrong impression is cleared by Lord Shiva himself, who says that the impersonal Brahman, which is spread all over the universe, is nothing but the Supreme Lord himself. Here it is clearly said that the Lord is spread everywhere, just like the sunshine, by virtue of his Brahman feature. This example is very easy to understand. All the planetary systems are resting upon the sunshine. Yet the sunshine and the source of sunshine are aloof from the planetary manifestations. Similarly, the sky or air is spread everywhere. Air is within a pot, but it also touches filthy places and sanctified places alike. In any case, the sky is uncontaminated. The sunshine also touches filthy places and sanctified places, and both are actually produced by the sun. But in any case, the sun is aloof from all filthy things. Similarly, the Lord exists everywhere. There are pious things and impious things, but in the Shastras, the pious things are described as the front of the Supreme Lord, whereas impious things are described as the back of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 4th sloka, the Lord clearly says, Maya tadamidam sarvam jagat avyaktamurtina matstani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. This verse of Bhagavad Gita explains that the Lord is spread everywhere by virtue of his Brahman feature. Everything rests in him, yet he is not there. The conclusion is that without bhakti yoga, without rendering devotional service to the Lord, even an impersonalist cannot understand the Brahma Tattva, the Brahman feature. In the Vedanta Sutra it is stated, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. This means that Brahman, Paramatma, or Parabrahman should be understood. In Srimad Bhagavatam also, the Absolute Truth is described as the one without a second, but is realized in three features: impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate issue, and in this verse, Lord Shiva confirms that ultimately the Absolute Truth is a person. He clearly says, Tattvam Brahmaparam Jyotir Akasam Iva Vistrutam. Here is a common example. A successful businessman may have many factories and offices, and everything rests on his order. If somebody says that the entire business rests on such and such a person, it does not mean that the person is bearing all the factories and offices on his head. Rather, it is understood that by his brain or his energetic expansion, the business is running without interruption. Similarly, it is the brain and energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that carry on the complete manifestation of the material and spiritual worlds. The philosophy of monism, explained here very clearly, adjusts itself to the fact that the supreme source of all energy is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. This is described very clearly. It is also stated how the impersonal feature of Krishna can be understood. Raso hamapsu kaunteya prabhasmi sasi suryayoho pranavat sarva vedeshu sabdakhe paurusham rishu. O son of Kunti, Arjuna, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man. Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 8th sloka. In this way, Krishna can be understood as the mystic power in everything. Om Ajnanativirandhasya Jnananjana Sadakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapadakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Vitansya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This sloka is part of a series of prayers and descriptions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, addressed to the Prachetas so that they can meditate upon Lord Krishna while doing their austerities. They are going on the order of their father, and they will settle in the ocean for many thousands of years. But their tapasya will be successful if they can remember Lord Krishna at every moment. And this is why Lord Shiva is reciting these beautiful prayers so that the Prachetas can be fully Krishna conscious. They are already devotees of the Lord, but by meditating on these prayers, they will be fully Krishna conscious. So Lord Shiva is describing the potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has already described his personal features. How beautiful is his bodily limbs, and how one should catch hold of his lotus feet in order to achieve the mercy of the Lord. At the same time, Lord Shiva is describing that the impersonal feature of the Lord is none different from him. He is actually the basis of the impersonal feature. What is that impersonal feature? Just like we are seeing this material world, we are surrounded by so many things, by water, air, ether, and fire, and earth. And we are thinking these are objects fabricated or given to us by nature. But we are not asking the question, whose nature it is. Speaking about nature, trying to investigate about the laws of nature, as the scientists are doing, but they fall short of the ultimate question, Whose nature is it? Therefore, whatever is given as knowledge is actually not knowledge. It is an expansion of ignorance. Real knowledge is knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, how the Supreme Lord is connected with every aspect of His creation. We see with our eyes the creation. We can smell, we can hear, we can taste. But we do not remember that all these matra sparshastu konteya, all these matter, all these qualities of nature are emanation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are not self-manifested. Just like we are telling Rasoham Apsu Kanteya, Prabhupada is quoted from Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is telling, I am the taste in water. The taste in water is also Krishna. It does not belong to water, it belongs to Krishna. As much as water belongs to Krishna, his taste of water also belongs to Krishna. So everything belongs to Krishna. All the elements and their properties. There is dhyana and vijnana. As Madhvacharya explains in his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, what is dhyana vijnana? Vijnana refers to the properties, and all these properties belong to the Supreme Lord, inasmuch as the elements themselves. Bhumi rapo nalo vayu kam mano buddhire vacha ahankara ityam me bhinna prakriti rashtada. Bhinna prakriti. It is not the most intimate energy. It is a separate energy. Just like a painter will have his own personality, and he is collecting some cloths or some flat surface, and he's collecting his brushes and the colors, and he's doing painting on that surface, flat surface. So the painter is the author of the painting. We are seeing here the painting. Nature is also painting. That is actually the original painting. The painter is painting from the original painting. There's a duplicate painting. And we are thinking, oh, such a beautiful painting. Oh, Mr. So-and-so has painted there. Oh, he's a very great painter. We are seeing the original painting, but we are not conscious that Lord Krishna is the original painter. That is the problem of material life, forgetfulness of God. So, by reading these pages from Srimad Bhagavatam, prayers of Lord Shiva, we can become conscious of Lord Krishna as the original source of everything. We remember that Srila Prabhupada was on his morning walk on the west coast of America, and so one of his disciples asked from Srila Prabhupada that, what is this? Indicating the ocean. So Prabhupada did not answer first of all. No, he's repeating the question. What is this, Prabhupada? Prabhupada is not answering. And so the disciple is thinking, maybe Prabhupada doesn't know what is this. So I say, Prabhupada, this is the Pacific Ocean. Prabhupada says, I know this is Pacific Ocean. This is not the correct answer. It is the separate energy of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. That should be our attitude, our mental attitude should be always to think of the external world. Whatever we are seeing, feeling, touching, as the external energy of the Lord. Not that this is this Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, this Hussein Sagar and all that. That becomes expression of ignorance, not the proper knowledge. If we want to develop Krishna consciousness, we have to remember always that everything that is in existence is an emanation from the Supreme Lord. Either it belongs to the Aparasakti, the material nature, or it is the Parasakti, the living entities who are conscious, endowed with consciousness, and having similar qualities as the Supreme Lord, or it is also the superior energy, Antaranga Sakti, Swarupa Sakti of the Lord, in the spiritual world. So either in this world or in the spiritual world, everything is emanation from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But what Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, that these are different features. As Srimad Bhagavatam says, Vadanti tat-tat-pravidas tattvam yad-jnanam adbrayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sabdyate. The last word in the Absolute Truth is Bhagavan. And the beginning to develop consciousness of Krishna, we can start by Brahman, understanding what is Brahman. That is the separate effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the three tattvas, Vadanti tat-tattvavidas tattvam yad-jnanam advayam. The Bhagavatam says, the advaya jnanam, meaning this is one supreme knowledge. It is not different in that sense, because everything is Krishna. Krishna is everything, but at the same time, he is also displaying himself as impersonal Brahman, or localized Paramatma, or Bhagavan, who is engaged in his Leelas, coming to the material world sometimes. Once in a day of Brahma, Lord Krishna comes and stays in Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwarka, like that. So these are the different features of the Supreme Lord. But everything, Advaya Jnanam. So we should always remember that everything that we see is, or everything that we can remember, even our dreams. Our dreams are not our own creation. Some people may think that last night I dreamed of such and such, and this is my dream. When I was sleeping, I manufactured these thoughts in my dream. But these dreams are also made, manufactured, and are the expressions of Lord Krishna, as said in the Vedanta Sutra that Prabhupada quotes, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. And the next sloka is Sarvam, no, what is that? Next sloka? Janmadhyasya yataha. Janmadhyasya. To this sloka, the Srimad Madhvacharya commented that Janma Adi. Janma means the creation, but Adi means the extension of the creation, including maintenance, dissolution, knowledge, forgetfulness, and also the dreams. He explains like this, The dreams are also created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, just like we are during daytime doing so many things. And at nighttime also, our mind is active. But we are not the first authors of our dreams. Lord Krishna is giving us the ability and the faculty to dream in such ways. As Srila Prabhupada also quotes from the Bhagavad Gita here, that from the Bhagavad Gita, Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi sasi suryayoho pranavas sarva vedeshu sabdake paurusham rishu. So paurusham rishu refers to the ability in man. Everybody has some ability, and we are very proud. We like to exhibit our ability in so many ways. We are thinking that we can impress upon others, and we can become important. We can get some respect by showing our abilities. But Krishna says, I am the ability in man. You are not the ability. You are not the author of your actions. I am the primeval author. So anyone who wants to show his ability and forgets Lord Krishna, he is in gross ignorance. That is the tamasic effect of living in material world, forgetfulness of Krishna. Sabdake, all the big mantras, they are emanation from Krishna by the pranava, Omkar. Omkar precedes and at the end, beginning and end, every mantra, Omkar is there, and that Omkar is Lord Krishna. As Prabhupada says, that the Mayavadis, impersonalists, they do not like to utter the name of Krishna. They think this is like childish, and it is not it does not indicate the supreme truth. They think the absolute truth is not connected to any personal name. No name, no form, no lila. That is their conception. So they don't like to utter the name of Krishna, Madhava, Hari, and all the personal names of Lord Krishna. They want to utter simply Om, but they forget, as in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, I am the Om, Sarva Vedeshu, Omkara. So in this way, they also indirectly, but without the conscious remembrance, they do not remember that Lord Krishna is Omkar, the three syllables. Rasoham apsu kaunteya. In another purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that the Mayavadis, impersonalists, they are also drinking water. Devotees also drinking water. Everybody has to drink water. So the devotees of the Lord, they can remember that Krishna is the taste of water. And if anyone thinks that, let us remember Krishna in that way, but that is only the beginning of Krishna consciousness. Yes, Krishna is the taste of water. But those who are advanced in devotional service, they will go further. They will remember Krishna. Oh, Krishna is so merciful that he is giving such a wonderful taste to water. In this way, they are relishing water and remembering the great mercy of the Supreme Lord, who is giving all the living entities this wonderful taste of water. Prabhasmi sasi suryayo. One at the time, another one morning walk, one disciple was telling Prabhupada they are walking also near the ocean, and telling, oh, Prabhupada, we are coming every morning here. And it is so beautiful. You see the rising sun over the ocean, and everything becomes illuminated gradually. All things come into a perspective, and the beautiful sand, and everything, all the trees in this way. Such a beautiful sight. So in this way, he was talking to Prabhupada that he was very attracted by the beauty of the landscape, especially at the time of morning sunrise. And Prabhupada answered to this, yes, you like it? You think it is so beautiful? Yes, you can come here again and again, burst after burst. You can come and admire the morning rising sun over the horizon. If you are so attracted in this way, you can take birth again and again. This is Prabhupada's teaching, wonderful teaching. If we are not remembering Krishna, seeing the sun, here Krishna says, Prabhasmi Sasi Suryayoho, I am the sunlight and the moonshine. In the Vedic literature it is described, the sun and moon are the two eyes of Krishna. So we should see this always. We should remember how everything is connected to Krishna. Then we can develop Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we shall remain forgetful. Even though we may admire, we may think, oh, this life is so wonderful. But the wonder is that Krishna is behind. He is everywhere. At the same time, Prabhupada gives the example here, we should not misunderstand that Krishna is directly present. He is present. At the same time, he is not in contact with material nature. That is a separate energy. Prabhupada gives the example that a successful factory owner, he has many factories and offices everywhere, very successful. So somebody is telling, yes, that this businessman is carrying everything. He is the one who is carrying everything. And somebody else may think that he's carrying on his head. No, that is not the meaning. The meaning is that he is, by his energies, his intelligence, his money, his associates, and by his instructions, everything is carried out successfully. He doesn't have to carry the factories on his head. That is a wrong idea. There is, in the Greek mythology, you may have seen a picture of Atlas. Atlas is supposed to be the creator. And the picture shows Atlas is carrying the Earth planet on his shoulder with great effort. This is Atlas, this is a Greek god, Atlas, the creator of this Earth planet. But he takes so much trouble, so difficult, he has to carry the entire planet on his shoulder. So that is a wrong idea. Lord Krishna is not like that. Goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhutaha. He is in Goloka Vrindavan and he is also everywhere. But personally, he has his own lila, and he is engaged in his eternal lila in Goloka Vrindavan. At the same time, everything is conducted perfectly everywhere in the spiritual and material world by his own energies. That is the wonderful Aishwara, the mystic power of Lord Krishna. So how Prabhupada is concluding this commentary. In this way, Krishna can be understood as the mystic power in everything. Prabhupada is quoted from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagad avyaktam urtina mastani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastita. That is the proper understanding how Krishna is everywhere by his avyaktamurtina. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Tatam means expanded. He expands himself through his avyaktamurtina. Sometimes people do not believe in God because God cannot be seen. Apparently, nobody can see God. Sometimes Prabhupada, after his lecture, somebody is asking, Swamiji, have you seen God? And Prabhupada said, yes, I have seen God. Every moment I see God. But that person cannot see God. His consciousness is different. He is not properly trained in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, he cannot see God. And when the Russian astronauts, they went into outer sky, many hundreds of miles away. So when they came back on the Earth planet successfully, then some reporters were there and they asked the astronauts, you went so high in the sky. Some people say that God is there in the outer sky. So going there in the outer sky, did you see God? No, I have not seen God. Therefore, there is no God. That was their conclusion. You cannot see God here. At least you should see God in the outer sky. His residence is there, high in the sky. And if you cannot see God there also, that means it's all fables, children's stories. That is their conclusion. So the atheistic people are very much inclined to deny the existence of God because they cannot see. But at the same time, they cannot explain the mysteries of nature. They are in ignorance in this way. So Lord Sri Prabhupada gives commentary on this sloka. No one should conclude that because he is spread all over the creation, he has lost his personal existence. To refute such an argument, the Lord says, I am everywhere and everything is in me, but still I am aloof. For example, a king has a government, which is but the manifestation of the king's energy. The different governmental departments are nothing but the energies of the king, and each department is resting on the king's power. But still, one cannot expect the king to be present in every department personally. That is a crude example. Similarly, all the manifestations that we see and everything that exists, both in the material world and in the spiritual world, are resting on the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this way, Vishtabhyaham idam Krishnam. He is everywhere present by his personal representation, the diffusion of his different energies. Nachamastani bhutani pasyami yogam aiswaram. Bhuta bhrunnacha bhutasto mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. So that is the yogam aiswaram of Krishna. Only the devotees of the Lord who have been properly educated, they can understand to some extent this yogam aiswaram. Otherwise, everybody is bewildered by this yogam aiswaram. Naham prakasa sarvasya yogamaya samavritaha Krishna says, I don't make myself visible to everyone. No, I am under the covering. I cover their vision by my yogamaya, my illusory energy. So by understanding and meditating on the prayers of Lord Shiva to the Prachetas, then we can increase our knowledge of Lord Krishna. How see Krishna, how to see Krishna everywhere, at every moment, in every occasion, every circumstance, so that we may not be in forgetfulness at any time. Hare Krishna. Any other questions or comments? Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.